Next time you want me to watch a game so I can give commentary that you think will help your cause, be very careful because I might just do it. And that's what I did today. I watched the Atlanta Dream Toronto Tempo game that took place yesterday, in which Isabel Harrison got thrown out of the game for a flagrant two foul. A flagrant two foul. And people said in my comments and in my chat, they were telling me, you didn't even watch the game. I'm like, I know I said I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights of those plays. And so I went back today and I watched the game. They said, well, when you watch the game, you'll see how chippy it was. You'll see the referees had no control. You'll see all this. Yeah. Well, I watched the game. And quite frankly, it was your baby doll Barbie, Angel Reese, who was starting stuff from the first 3 minutes of the game. And it was your Barbie who was the instigator with all of the chirping. It was her over and over and over again. So you asked me to watch the game, and I did. And I'm like, where is all of this physicality that they're talking about? And it was really funny because I watched the game under the Atlanta Dream broadcast team. And listening to the Atlanta Dream broadcast team, Lord Almighty, Angel Reese can do no wrong. Like, no wrong at all. So let me tell you what happened. But welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show Mod. Hit that like button and subscribe and hype the video and leave your comments. Folks, Angel Reese in the first 3 minutes of the game, I think she was 0 for 4 or 0 for 5, missing layup after layup after layup. Again, I'm not here to talk about her game because that game yesterday she played was terrible. You can look at your final Fugazi numbers. She was 2 of 13 at one point. She was 1 of 11 at one point. And when Isabel Harrison got ejected, Izzy Harris had 17 points and Angel Reese had 5. These are facts. Not made up. She had 5. Oh, she had 13 rebounds. Yeah, she was 2 of 13 at the time. She grabbed at least 5 or 6 offensive boards off her own misses. Balls that she put right into the rim, and they came right back down to her. And I know some of y'all people will sit here and tell me, "Oh, that's great." That's crap. Those are garbage. That's literally garbage. So numbers are fluffed up by missing the ball right back to yourself, as always. But again, you asked me to watch the video, watch the game, so I did. Izzy Harrison whooped her ass. And that was the best game Isabel Harrison played all year. And she whooped Angel Reese's ass. And the problem that lives with Angel Reese is that Angel Reese, over and over and over again, just loves to dish. But good grief almighty, she can never take it. She can literally never take it. It's crazy. You watch it. She is the disher of punishment. She is the disher of dirty. She is the person that likes to be the bully. But Lord knows if you clap back at her, she will get up and cry like a darn baby. I mean, she will straight up cry like a baby. It is utterly insane how much she complains. So, in these first 3 minutes, she misses all these shots. She flops to the ground. She acts as if she got fouled. Nobody touched her. Nobody touched her. And then at about the 3-minute mark, she two-hand shoves Isabel Harrison in the back on a rebound attempt. Just keeping it real, man. That's what happened. Now, at the time, Isabel Harrison did nothing. She said nothing. She didn't start nothing. She just kept on playing, right? She just kept on playing. Realistically, there wasn't much, but frustration from Angel Reese. She was frustrated because she couldn't make a shot. She was frustrated because she missed every damn shot she took. She was frustrated because she was getting cooked on the other end by Isabel Harrison, her former teammate in Chicago. I'm not going to pretend to act as if I know if there's real, actual beef between these two players because I honestly do not give a fuck. I don't care. I know that Harrison at the end of first year, that 1 year in Chicago, Angel Reese's first year, at the end of the year, Harrison was crying about the abuse she was receiving from Chicago Sky fans, also known as the Grease Nation, the Greasers, Angel Reese's fan club, who hates everybody on all her teams not named Angel Reese. Believe you me, Alicia Gray, they don't love you. Jordan Canada, they don't love you. Ryan Howard, they don't love you. They only love you as much as you can help their beloved Angel Reese win a championship. That is the extent of their love, and it will never go any further than that. And when it comes time, and if you don't win, they won't blame Angel Reese. They will blame every one of y'all. They will blame all of y'all. They will run y'all through the mud the way they ran through all of Angel Reese's teammates in Chicago, and they'll say what they got to say about you. Because at the end of the day, they don't care about anybody but Angel Reese. You know what? Kind of sort of the same thing when it comes to Caitlin Clark. I don't give a shit about anybody on her team except for her. But the difference is I'm actually very, very objective in my basketball thoughts. And when Caitlin Clark plays like shit, guess what? I'll say she played like shit. And you know what's so funny? I got all these comments in my video, all these comments telling me, you never ever talk about Caitlin Clark when she complains to referees. Really? Are you serious? I literally call it out every time she does it. Maybe you should actually watch the video and not turn it off after 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Watch the video. Am I going to dedicate an entire video to ripping Caitlin Clark and her attitude on the court or her temper tantrums? No. That would be kind of counterproductive to my channel because Caitlin Clark fans overreact just like Angel Reese fans overreact. It's a massive level of overreaction to everything. Oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, he said this. Oh, I have to unfollow him now. Unsubscribe now. It's happened before. It'll happen again. But Angel Reese shoves Izzy Harrison in the back. That happened. She was unhappy. She was pissed off. She was bothered that she was losing that battle that early in the game. And from that point on, really nothing happened until Angel Reese slaps the ball out of Izzy Harrison's hands after Harrison gets called for traveling. Just flat out unnecessarily slaps the ball right out of her hands and walks past her. Why'd you do that? And you know what Harrison didn't do? She didn't go run to the referees and cry to her mama. She walked on back and was talking shit with you and going back and forth with you. And y'all were talking shit. And you were acting like you did nothing, as usual, because you never do nothing. You never, ever do nothing. 2 possessions later, because it wasn't the immediate possession after, but 2 possessions later, because I watched the game, you get called for Angel Reese gets called for a charge. Now, I don't think it was a charge, personally. I just don't. I don't think it was anything at that. I really don't think it was anything. But Angel Reese gets called for a charge. And Harrison does the exact same thing Reese did. She tries to slap the ball out of her hand, but Reese pulls the ball back. And then she goes pointing to the referees and running up to referees and crying to her mama about what happened. That's what happened. Angel Reese starts the shit, and then she's on the video saying, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. You started the whole thing. You started it early in the game with your two-handed shove in the back. So, and mind you, this was a game in which the Temple were up big early on and then blew the entire lead. But they didn't call a technical foul on Reese, but yet she's screaming and crying for them to call something on Harrison. It was a joke. It was a joke. And then you get to the point of the game that everyone has seen everywhere all across the world. So all y'all are running your mouths. This is the Reese fan approach. All y'all running y'all mouths about how there was so much that happened in between before that. No, there wasn't. You're lying. You're lying. You had the shove in the back, for which Harrison did nothing, said nothing. You got the slap of the ball. Reese did again. And then you have the slap of the ball or attempted slap of the ball by Harrison after Reese has now gotten her twice. And then in that final play where Reese is clearly off balance immediately, falling backward, and Harrison's hands are on the ball, both hands on the ball. Folks, you can actually have a jump ball called in that position. Now, is it ideal? No. I actually thought it was a foul. I said it wasn't a flagrant foul. Definitely not one to get you ejected for a flagrant two. But she had both hands on the ball. And then Angel Reese does what Angel Reese does, and she pushes herself with her 2 feet literally right next to each other, not like normal width apart, but literally kissing each other, and launches herself, flailing her arms into Izzy Harrison. And that's what causes them to fall backward, for which Harrison ends up on her back, takes the brunt of the fucking hit, and Angel Reese gets up like she wants to fight somebody, and then is coming on the court crying boo-hoo tears, fugazi tears, and then proceeds to miss both free throws. That's what happened. Angel Reese was 2 for 13 at that point, and Harrison had 17 points in 19 minutes. The entire thing was Angel Reese's attempt to get Izzy Harrison ejected because she was getting her ass kicked, and it was embarrassing her. And she succeeded because the referees are complete buffoons, because that was not a flagrant foul. Now, the best part of all this, the Atlanta Dream broadcast. Oh my God. I get it. You gotta be whatever with your player. I understand it. But I also expect you to have some level of objectivity as a television commentator. Early on the first slap of the ball, they said Angel Reese is feisty and plays hard. When Isabel Harrison did the exact same thing, they called her dirty. They said it was unnecessary, seemingly forgetting what had happened 35 seconds earlier. Literally, that's what they said. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. They blamed Harrison for everything. They said Reese was feisty when she did it, and Harrison was dirty when she did it. And Harrison, it was unnecessary. Well, why wasn't it unnecessary when Angel Reese pulled that same shit? Just wondering. Then when the play happens, they say completely unnecessary physical contact by Harrison, as if we don't have eyes to see a replay and see exactly what happened. They even said when you're on the wrong side of the ball and she's already beaten you to the spot, well, guess what? You're supposed to just give up a layup. Why? That was their inference. You can't do that. What are you talking about? You can't do what? Grab the ball? She didn't hit her in the head. She didn't hit her in the throat. She grabbed the ball, and then Reese pushes into her, and that's why her hands come up. And you know what ended up happening? If you look at the video, because I'm not showing it for a reason, because my last video was completely demonetized, because somehow all the Angel Reese clips are considered fucking copyright. I took them right off of the fuck of Instagram, for Christ's sakes. Never had a problem before using Instagram videos or X videos. Use these? Oh my God, they got hit. So, and I didn't pull the video down. I didn't remove it. I want the video up, whatever. But I'm not using them this time. But she flails her arms up, and at the end of the day, Izzy Harrison has the ball in her hands when they land. Isabel Harrison had the ball. Again, commentators for the Atlanta Dream make it seem like Angel Reese did nothing and that Izzy Harrison is a dirty ass player who should be ejected and should get a flagrant foul. I mean, it was embarrassing, actually. Now, the difference with the Toronto Tempo broadcast, because I watched that one too, I wanted to hear the difference of how they talked about it. Their reaction to Angel Reese hitting the ball out of her hands was they went, oh. And then they said they're both two competitors that are both feisty. Kind of different from the other one, where the Dream said Angel Reese is feisty. Not their competitors, but that Angel Reese is feisty. In this case, the Toronto broadcast said that they're both feisty. They're competitors. And so on the next play, they said, oh, it's getting a little chippy now. And then they said, Izzy Harrison's going to swipe back on it just like Angel Reese did on the other end. And that was it. Again, way different than how the Atlanta Dream broadcast depicted the situation. Very convenient, right? And so Toronto then calls it a physical play and says Izzy Harrison's been giving Angel Reese fits all night on the other end with Angel Reese trying to score. Again, completely different depiction of the play. Completely different depiction of the play. While one broadcast is calling one player dirty both times, at no point did the Toronto broadcast call either player dirty, in fact. It's just very convenient, right? And so after she gets ejected, that commentator actually says, what happened to the plays in the first half when the referees did nothing? They did nothing when Reese slapped the ball out of Harrison's hands, and then when Harrison tried to slap the ball out of Reese's hands. So the entire commentary on it is so different. And you got one that's honest and one that's just lying because they're forced to by the Atlanta Dream and the Grease Nation. Yeah, you're the Grease Nation. The Greasers scare people. I mean, they just scare people into saying ridiculous crap. Now, Natasha Cloud, who is Isabel Harrison's girlfriend, she said this yesterday. Y'all don't get to talk out your neck and then be hurt when we actually respond. That's a message to Angel Reese. You don't get to talk out your neck and then be hurt when we actually respond. She says, y'all come with respect, I will too. Y'all drag it, I'm dragging it to hell. Very Pisces coded. Very you get what you give. She says, LMAO, not I triggered y'all. And she says, now y'all triggered because my thread talked about how I loved Izzy, came out with edge today in the second quarter when she was leading the score with 13 points. The immaturity comes from y'all, always has. Shots fired, Angel Reese fans. Since y'all are nothing but delusional, here you go. Timestamp my thread. Timestamps don't lie. Ain't that something? So that's what you got from Natasha Cloud. And I never agree with Natasha Cloud ever in life, but Obviously, she's backing her girlfriend. And again, you asked me to watch the game. I did. Now, did I turn it off after that play? Yeah, because who the fuck cared after that? I didn't care because there was nothing to worry about after that. Angel Reese comes out crying after that shit, crying, boohoo tears. Another comment that got made by people about me was, "Whoa, what? Caitlin Clark crying?" I've never seen Caitlin Clark in boohoo tears on a basketball court. Never. Not from any of this type of shit. She's had temper tantrums for sure, which I have literally said I hate over and over again because y'all think y'all can get me on stuff and being inconsistent, but I'm not inconsistent. That was not a flagrant foul. That was not a flagrant foul. That was not a flagrant foul. You don't know what a flagrant foul is. It was a basic ass foul. It was almost a jump ball, if you ask me. It was close to a jump ball because I've seen plays like that end up in jump balls. She had both hands on the ball. These are facts. These are facts, not feelings, not emotions, pure facts. And if you don't like the facts, there's nothing I can do for you to help you. There's nothing I can do. I watched the game. The game all the way up until that point in full. And I saw what started early on with Angel Reese frustrated because she couldn't make a layup, two hands shoving Harrison in the back. And there were other times where she dives in to Harrison from behind and try to jacks her. That's what she does in all games. I've watched it a million times. I've always said it. She throws her body into people and tries to bait foul calls. It's what she does. And until they do something about it, she'll keep doing it. The same way you will complain that Caitlin Clark will keep on pushing off until it gets called, she'll keep on pushing off. And you know what? Until it gets called, and it has been called, then you have to do it differently. Angel Reese continues to launch her body into people, flailing, falling, just throwing balls up. I mean, the amount of times that Angel Reese gets away with committing four-step travels is crazy. It's crazy. But you asked for it. Angel Reese is a child. She's a spoiled brat. She always has been. She always has been. Always has been. Always has been the bully who can give it, but can never take it back, can never get it given back to her, has a temper tantrum when it happens back to her, cries in her feelings on the court, embarrassing herself, breaks both free throws because you know what? Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. We all know that wasn't a flagrant foul. Hell, it was called a flagrant foul too. We know it wasn't a flagrant foul too. It was marginally. It wasn't even a flagrant foul at all. It wasn't a flagrant foul one. It was a common foul. Get up, let's play basketball. But again, you ignore that her hands were on the ball and that Reese flings her hands up in the air, which is what causes Harrison's hands to come up, for which she ends up with the basketball on her right side at all of that being done. Listen, folks, it is what it is. Angel Reese is a crybaby. She always has been. She's been crying since LSU. She's always played the role of the bully. She wants to be the bully. And then when she gets called out on being the bully, she goes back to crying and plays the victim. She's always the bully. And then she's the bully who then becomes the victim over and over and over again. And her imbecile fan base will ride with that bullshit all day long and write comments in my post, in my video all day long. I ain't watched one video produced by anybody who speaks on her behalf because I don't care to. But y'all come to my shit all the time. It's okay. You're more than welcome to. And I will respond to you, fugazi motherfuckers. It's just that simple. That was not a flagrant foul. I said it was a foul. It was not a flagrant foul. And I stand on that. She got ejected. And I wonder what the WNBA is going to do when they review that, because you lose money when you get ejected. So you bet your ass the WNBPA is going to appeal this, just like they appeal everything like they're supposed to. That's their job. Because you get fined for this. You get fined for this. Why didn't you tee up Angel Reese when she slaps the ball to Harrison's hands? For no reason other than to do it. And then you want to have a temper tantrum when she does it back to you or tries to, and then act like you're the victim. Angel Reese is the perpetual victim. And until she gets out of that victim mindset and that victim mentality, She will never, ever be the player that she can actually be. Ever. She can rebound the basketball. We've always said that. We've always said that. She still can't make a goddamn layup. She still shoots the ball from her fucking waist. She still had her shot blocked over and over and over again in that game. Because she brings the ball down here. Okay? That's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.